Hey, what's up guys and gals? My name is Rick Nagy. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to be talking about Gilligan's Island, more specifically about an episode of Gilligan's Island where you will see an object that is pretty amazing when you realize that that object is later seen in another episode. Why is this so cool? Well, because it does speak about how classic TV shows are more well written than you think and even well thought out in regards to continuity. The thing is, at face value, it might not appear that way, but once you start looking at the details and paying attention just a bit more in regards to the episodes and the details, you'll be absolutely amazed at all the things that you can see. Now, the episode in question that I'm talking about is called The Producer. I know it is a big fan favorite. It's from season 3, episode 4. It aired in October of '66. This one is with the supporting actor Phil Silvers, who in this case plays a Hollywood producer who gets on the island and is not really impressed with the acting skills that Ginger is showing. So the castaways decide to kind of show him up and make their own production of Hamlet. They make it into a musical, and hilarity ensues when you basically see the castaways playing Hamlet and then Harold Hecuba himself playing all the characters at once, going in and out of the door. It's pretty funny, and I think it's an overall good episode. Now, when they're trying to come up with the plan, that is, we see Gilligan, the skipper, and the professor, they're inside one of the huts. What's really interesting is that this is, from what it looks like, the supply hut, because you can see different boxes and barrels and so forth in the background. But they move the main dining table that is usually outside where they eat, they move it into the supply hut for this episode, or maybe during this time in the island, who knows why. But if you pay attention to behind the professor, there is this thatched basket behind him. Now, you may not think twice about it. You may think, oh, who cares? Or what about this basket? Well, if you really pay attention and you go back to season 1, you'll see the early origins of this basket. Now, which episode am I talking about? Well, previously, it was seen in another episode, season 1, episode 27, New Neighbor Sam. Now, this is a great one. I think an absolutely fantastic episode, airing April of 1965. Now, in this one, the castaways are pretty scared once they start hearing voices on the island, and they start to conclude that these voices are probably from gang members. You know, the old-time gang members, you know, the mafia and so forth, these gangsters on the island. But when they realize it, it's actually a parrot who can do all these little voices. It's pretty funny. By the way, in case you didn't know, the parrot was actually voiced by Mel Blanc. Yeah, Mr. Bugs Bunny himself, so a little fact there. But when they find out this parrot is the one who's on the island, there's some hilarity that ensues when they find out that this parrot goes crazy when he hears the voice boat and jewels, and they think that he knows where some of these things are. It's a great episode. You'll be able to see here that at one point the parrot goes inside a thatch basket that Gilligan carries. It's actually a Howl's basket, and it's great because it's his little home for a couple scenes of the episode. But if you notice, this is the exact basket that is behind the professor. So this shows that some of the props and things that, even if you think in universe, that let's say the castaways on the island they made this thatch basket out of things that were on the island, they saved it and they later used it for storage. And if you can even notice, the corners of this basket, actually in the newer episode in season 3, you can see that there is more straw or more of this plant material on the edges just to reinforce it, to make it stronger. I mean, you can even conclude that this basket maybe broke or was getting rough around the edges and breaking, and so what do you do to that? You add more layers of the plant material, right? And so that makes it stronger, more heavy duty and so forth. But you can see it's the same dimensions, and it's really cool to see it once again, but they don't call crazy attention to it. But as I mentioned, if you do pay attention to it, it is there, and it's a great spot. It's a great thing to see in these episodes. It makes you think, oh, this is so cool that this universe is great and rich in continuity. I want to know your thoughts down below. Now, have you seen both of these episodes? Do you like one more than the other? You know, I don't really get why so many people love the Hamlet episode. It is good. I love Phil Silvers, not so much the musical portion, but I love New Neighbor Sam. I'd love to know your thoughts down below if you agree or disagree. And did you notice this thatch basket yourself in both of these episodes? Really, really cool stuff. I cover classic TV shows and movies. The way that you can support my channel, a free way, is by liking, commenting, and subscribing. If you do these things, it does help out my channel so much and allows me to make more videos like this and provide them to you free of charge. It means a lot when you support me, and so thank you very much. We'll see you all next time, and don't forget, everyone, be hopeful. Thank you to all my supporters, especially my Diamond tier patrons: Christopher K, John O, David D, Sally N, Jerry D, Vito L, Citizen Kane, Jennifer P, and Kevin K. If you want to be on this list, make sure to check out the link in the description. It's all of you patron members who make my channel possible. Thanks!